So this is the review page that I gave you guys last week. It's this one. We took up the first 5 questions last week. So I'm gonna continue with number 6. So given y equals negative 3x, y equals negative 3 over 4x minus 2. List 2 methods to graph this line. Okay, so what format is this? Leandro. Perfect. Okay, so y equals mx plus b format. So for y equal negative 3 over 4x minus 2, what is my m and what is my b? If you just match it. And I'm recording this. All right, so Leandro. Perfect. And my b? Okay. Yes, Rashawn. Negative 2. Good. Okay. Good. So we're just matching the format with the numbers. Okay. Notice, Leandros, that the slope is negative 3 over 4. Your slope is not negative 3 over 4x. There's no x. It's just a number for the rise and the run. Okay. The second method that we could do is a table of value. So let's say we set up a table. I have no numbers in my table, so I can make up my numbers. Tayden, give me what is the easiest number in the world? Okay, I like that, but there is, I think, an even easier number. How about the other way? The other way. Easiest number in the world. Yes, which is 0, right? That's okay. He thinks 1 is easier. It's personal. It's preference. Okay, so if there's no number in the table of value, just choose the easiest number to use. So when x is 0, all right, negative 3 over 4. When x is 0, what's anything times, what's anything times 0? 0 minus 2? Negative 2. There you go. Okay, now let's do the same thing and sub in 1. Okay, if I sub in 1 in here, right, negative 3 over 4 times 1 minus 2, you get negative 2.75. Right? Do I like fractions now? I'm sorry. Do I like decimals? No. Okay. But in this case, for the sake of graphing, you can use it for graphing. Okay. And then the same thing right here when x is 2. Okay, you're replacing the x in the equation to solve for y. So negative 3 over 2 times 2 minus 2, you get, what do you get? Negative 3 over 4 times 2 minus 2, you get negative 3.5. Okay, so remember these are just coordinates. So 0, negative 2, 1, and negative 2.75. And then 2 and negative 3.5. Okay, so these are points on the graph. And so on the test, I will give you a grid, and you can graph a precise graph. So let's do that now. Let's do it together. All right, this is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. So using this first method, what do I plot first? Tayden. Think again. The B, right? Okay, and you look a little too comfy right there. Thank you. Okay, you plot that B first. What does B stand for? The y-intercept. So on your y-axis, I'm going to look for negative 2, and I'm going to plot this point. Okay. Now from that point, I'm gonna do my slope now. My slope is rise over run. If it's negative 3 over 4, what should I do? Sydney? I know. What should you do with the slope? The slope doesn't go to the washroom. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it brings you to your second point, which is right there. Once you have 2 points, you can graph your line. Okay. Okay, and then because it's negative, that's why Sydney said go down 3. If it was positive, we would go up 3. Okay, there's my line. Now, if I want to verify 0, negative 2, yep, I have this point. 1, negative 2.75, right here. 2 and negative 3.5, 2, negative 3.5, right here. See how all the points are on this line? So on the test, I didn't say which method you have to use. I just want you to be able to graph the line. All right, so you can use this method, or even x and y intercept if you want. Okay. Do we all know how to graph a line? Okay. If you are still having trouble with graphing a line, you can we can work on that later on in class. Okay. Number 8 from that review sheet. Determine the equation of the line that passes through 2, 6 and negative 1, 7. Okay. I'm telling you, you will see this question on the test.
Same question?
Not the same numbers. Alright. So 2, 6, negative 1, 7. Let me write that down. If I give the exact same, it's too easy, right? Negative 1, 7. Okay, so I want to find the equation of this line that goes through these 2 points. I don't want you guys to plot it and then count squares and stuff. I want you to show mathematically. Leandro, you have an idea?
So 2 is x1 and 6 is y1.
Excellent. Okay.
What?
Right. That's because we can use the formula. M equals, William, what's the formula?
Y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1.
Right, over x2 minus, yeah. All right. If you mess up on the formula, you are screwed. So don't make it your own formula. Some mathematician came up with this formula, so let's use it as they said so. Okay, if you make it your own, it's not gonna give you the right answer. Okay, how do I know what x1, y1 is? This is my first point. Every point has a x and a y, x and a y. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay. So now I'm gonna substitute the numbers in. Let's see, who can help me with the substitution? Ethan, thank you.
7
Yeah,
minus 6.
yep.
Negative 1 minus 2.
Right. Okay, notice I put brackets around the numbers. That's because if you don't, you're gonna miss a negative somewhere. All right, 2 negatives make a positive as well. So 7 minus 6 is 1. Negative 1 minus 2, negative 3. So my slope here is negative 1/3. Okay, so I have M. What do I need next? Kevin?
Y-intercept?
Yeah, I need the B, so I need to figure that out. Which point looks nicer to use? Which point looks like a nicer number? Yeah, Jaden? Yeah, 2, 6, because it's positive numbers. So I'm going to use this point and the slope and sub it into y equals mx plus b. All right. So somebody help me with the substitution. Max, what's y?
1 over negative 3.
Well, that's m. Yeah. So y is 6. Okay. What's m?
1 over negative 3.
1 over -3 or -1 over 3. That's the same thing, doesn't matter. And then x. 2. And hey, you guys are laughing now. Don't make the same mistake on the test. You guys better not make the same mistake if you were laughing. Okay, so I can multiply these two numbers. So I get -2/3 plus b. Okay, so what's b? What's b? You know? Neela? Yeah, right. Yeah, I want b. I want to solve for b, so I'm going to move this over. And when I move it over, I add it. So my answer for b is 6 2/3. Do I need to change it to a mixed number? No. Do I need to change it to an improper? No. Do I need to change it to a decimal? Definitely no. All right. Just like right here, I didn't change it to 0.33333. I kept it as a fraction. So here, I should keep it as a fraction as well. Okay, I have my m, I have my b. So what's my equation? Y equal? Let's put it together. William.
1 over -3 plus b. No, plus 6, 2 over 3.
Okay, full marks? What is the
Oh, yeah.
x? If you don't write that x, it's just -1/3 plus 6 2/3. It's a number, right? So x. But like, trust me, William, you're not alone. I've marked, like, I would say more than 25% of the people in the past have always left out the x. Okay, so that's your the equation, and there you go. There are quite a bit of steps in this one, and as I said, you will see a question like this tomorrow, just different numbers. So first step, use the slope formula, calculate the slope. Second step, choose one of the points and your slope, sub it in to find out what b is. Third step, put it together. Okay. Last question on this page. Determine the equation of a line that is parallel to the line y equals 5 over 3x and has the same y-intercept as this. Okay, so let me just put this here. Okay, so I have y equal 5 over 3x plus 2. Okay, and I say that my new line is parallel to it. What does it mean? What is it implying if it's parallel? Jonathan? Okay, but what do I want to take from this equation if I know that my new line is parallel to it? Andy?
It has the same slope.
Same slope, right? So in this case, my m is 5 over 3. Okay. My y-intercept here is 2, but I don't want the y-intercept of this. I want the y-intercept of this line. Okay. -6x minus 2y plus 20 equals 0. But the problem is, this is not in y equals mx plus b form. It's in standard form. So what should I do to make it into y equal mx plus b form? Yep.
-2y equals 6x plus 20.
Oh, very close. Okay. You're right. I want to move the other two terms over to the other side because I want y equal only. So I have to move that -6x over. It becomes 6x. What about when I move that 20 over?
Oh, negative.
-20. Okay. Am I done rearranging?
No.
No, Gavin. What do I do? Right, because I don't want -2y. I want y equal. So divide this by -2, divide this by -2. So Tayden, 6 divided by -2. -3 what? Good. And then negative 20 divided by negative 2. 2 negative make a so positive 10. Okay. So from this equation, what's my b? 10. Yeah. So my y-intercept is 10. And there we go. I have a m, I have a b. Okay. Rasmus, can you put them together for me? So I have my m, I have my b. So my equation is y equal. Oh, I want this m and I want this b. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
For this question, can you just like set x to 0 so that
Yes, you could. Yeah, good. Because you're looking for the y-intercept, so you could do that too. Okay, let's make sure we know how to do this. So let's say we're graphing this. Let's graph this line. What am I graphing first, Rashawn?
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, you gotta plot your 10?
Yeah, plot the 10. We'll say right here. We'll say it's right here. And then from that point,
You're gonna go up 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
And you gotta go right
how many?
3.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
You want to plot arrow 0. And you want to put your arrow. There you go.
Perfect. Okay. So that was the first review page. And then on Thursday, I gave you guys this second page right here. It was all the daily check-in that we've been doing in class. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of these up really quickly. Okay, so anybody not get this from Thursday? Okay, here you go. Anybody else not get it? You're welcome. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly go over these ones because I want to make sure I can take up all of these in time and then do a Kahoot with you guys. So, first off, I need to change all of these to improper fractions. So 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So 11 over 5 divided by 5 over 4 minus 2/3. I am adding subtracting right here. So that means I need a lowest common denominator. I haven't done anything with the 11 over 5, so I'm just keeping it there. And then here, what's my LCD between 4 and 3? 12. Yes, thank you for putting your hand up, Leandro. Okay, so 4 times 3 gives you 12, so 5 times 3 gives you 15. 3 times 4 gives you 12, so 2 times 4 gives you 8. Okay, so you have 11 over 5 divided by, so now you can just subtract, so 7 over 12. Okay, oops, sorry. When we divide fractions, what do we do again? Okay, change, flip. Okay, so keep the first fraction, 11 over 5, change the sign to times, and then flip the second one, so 12 over 7. Okay, now that I have the fraction times the fraction, I'm just multiplying across. So 11 times 12 is 132, and the bottom is 35. Okay, on the test, it will ask you to turn this into a mixed number form. So using long division, alright, using long division, you want to see how many times 35 goes into 132. So 35 goes into 132 3 times. And 3 times 35, 105. So you have a remainder of 27 over 35. Can I reduce that? No. Okay, and yep, so that's your final answer there. 3 and 27 over 35. Okay. Remember on the test, you do have to put it in mixed number form for your final answer. Okay. Number 2A. When I divide, what do I do to the exponents? Jonathan?
You multiply.
When I divide.
Oh, you subtract.
Subtract, right? So then I get x to the negative 3 square. And then, so then when I have an exponent raised to another exponent, you multiply. So I get x to the negative 6. I don't need the brackets anymore. So x to the negative 6. Okay. I have a negative. Okay, Resman? Right. So this negative doesn't make the whole answer negative, remember. The negative exponent tells you to flip your base. So instead of x, when you flip it, it's 1 over x. So 1 over x to the exponent positive 6. So this is just 1 over x6. Because 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is just 1, and then x times x times x times x is x to the 6. Okay, next one, 2b. I have to apply that exponent to everything inside the bracket, which means including the number and the exponent. So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is?
Negative 16.
Positive or negative?
I mean positive.
Positive, right. So 16. And then, as we said, we multiply the exponents. So a to the 8 and x to the 8. Take away. Same thing right here. You apply the exponent. So negative 3 squared is see. Okay, William?
Positive 9.
Positive 9. Good. Okay, and then you have A8, X8. Okay, am I done the question? No, William says no. Why not?
You can, pair like terms.
Yeah, they are like terms. So notice here is A8, X8, A8, X8. So they're the same thing. So 16 minus 9, you get 7. So 7, A8, X8. Don't change the exponents. It stays as is because you're just grouping the like terms together.
Well, what if they weren't that terms?
Then you can't combine them. You would just leave it like this. Question?
Well,
Oh, you wanted to do the next one? Okay. Okay, find the area of this composite figure. So first off, if the whole thing is 12 and this is 5, that means how long is this top part? Yeah, 7 what? X. Yeah. Okay. So I have the square here. I have the triangle here. So area of the first one, length times width, or S times S, 5x times 5x, which is 25x squared. Right. Okay. X times x is x squared. And then the second area, base times height divided by 2. My base is 5x. My height is 7x, as you said, divided by 2. Okay. 5x times 7x is 35x. 35x divided by 2, 17.5 x squared. Okay, and then the total area added together, you get 37.5 x squared. Okay, now what is the area if x is 24? Okay, so area equals 37.5. Substitute the 24 for the x. So substitute it in here. square. Okay. 24 times 24 times 37.5. You get 21,600. What's my unit here? Jonathan?
Meter square.
Meter square because it's area. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. Thank you. So that changes the answer. Oops. So 42.5 because your teacher cannot add. So 42.5 times 24 times 24. So you get 24,480. Okay. Okay. Moving on. I am going a little fast because I do want to make sure we get through everything and I want us to have enough time to do the Kahoot. Okay. Solve for x in this. Okay, so I don't like fractions. How do I get rid of it? Kevin,
Common denominator.
which is?
15.
Yeah, so I'm going to times this whole thing by 15. I'm going to times this whole thing by 15. And I'm going to times this whole thing by 15. Okay, so 15 divided by 3. Gavin. Gavin? 5. Okay, so I have to 5 times my numerator. Okay, minus 15 times 2. 30. 15 divided by 5. 3 times my numerator. Okay, so just like that, no more fractions, nice single line. Now I distribute, so times that 5 in, so 5 times 2x is 10x, 5 times 5, 25, and then 3 times 6x is 18x. Okay, solving equation. Joy, can you help me with this one? So from here, what do I do with the numbers? Okay, what if I want to keep letters to the left, numbers to the right? Yep. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so 10x minus 18x gives me negative 8x. And then negative 30 and 25 becomes 30 minus 25, so it's 5. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to move that negative 8 over by dividing. So x equals negative 5 over 8. Okay. Number 5, word problem. If 6 more than twice the number is less than or equal to 5 times the number, solve the equation. So the fact that you have a less than or equal, we're talking about the inequality. Okay, so those of you who are really good with English. Okay, Gavin. Perfect. Yep. That's it. Yep, less than or equal to. So less than or equal to means this symbol. Okay, and then now I'm going to do letters to the left, numbers to the right. So I'm going to move this 5x over. So 2x minus 5x is negative 3x. And then when I move that 6 over, it becomes negative 6. Okay. What's my last step? Divide by just 3? Negative 3. So x, negative 6 divided by negative 3 is 2. You flip the sign because we're dividing by a negative. That's right. Good job. Real quick. Okay. There you go. So next one, give an example of an equation. That is a horizontal line. So a horizontal line like this. An equation of that? Yep. Y equals 3. Yeah. What about a vertical line? William? X equals 3. Diagonal line with a positive slope, which means going this way. Kevin?
1000 x plus 3. Okay, yeah.
1000 x plus 3. Will he get the full mark?
Where's the y?
Where's the y? So y equals 1000 x plus 3. Okay, a line with a negative slope. William?
Y equals negative 1000 x.
Right. Okay, goes through this one. You see how I said we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you a question on the test, given 2 points. Okay, so well, we just did that, so I'm not gonna redo it, but remember you have to use the slope formula, find the slope, use one of the points, plug it in to find y-intercept, and then put it together. Okay, it's just the exact same thing as what we did right here with the number 8. Okay. Number 7, given this, graph the line and create a table of value. Okay, so okay, let's do a table of value. Okay, so how many points do you need to draw a line? How many points do you need to draw a line? 7? 2. Yeah, so that's all you need. So the 2 easiest number in the world?
1 and 2.
0 and 1. I still like 0 and 1 more. But I know you like 1000. But that it might be a little harder if you use 1000. Okay, so when x is 0, so negative 3 times 0 is? Negative 3 times 0? 0. So that's gone. So you just live with negative 2y equals negative 12. When you divide it, that means y is 6. Okay. What if x is 1? Negative 3 times 1? Negative 3. All right. Move that negative 3 over. It becomes plus. So negative 12 plus 3. Negative 12 plus 3. Negative 9 divided by negative 2. You get 4.5. All right. There we go. And then we can graph the line. So 0, 6, 1, and 4.5. There we go. There's your line. Oh, because x is 1. So I substituted the 1 in here. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And then to solve for y, so I move this over and then divide by negative 2. Okay. Last question. Find the missing length to 1 decimal place. What shapes do you see? Leandro, what type of triangle? Right angle triangle. So what comes to mind? What formula? What formula comes to mind? Exactly. Good. Okay. So I need to figure out this first, this side first. So for this triangle right here, right, since I'm looking for the side length, I'm gonna do the subtraction one. So, whoops. So b squared equals b squared minus a squared. I'm going to do the subtraction first to figure out the height of this triangle. So b squared equals 10 squared minus 9 squared. So b equals 100 minus 81, you get 19. So square root 19, you get 4.36. 4.36. Okay. And then now for this right angle triangle, on this side, okay, I'm looking for the hypotenuse. So I'm going to do the adding one. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Okay, so 5 squared plus 4.36 squared square rooted. So c equals 25 plus 4.36 times 4.36 square root that. Oh, sorry. 25 plus 4.36 times 4.36. I get about 44. So when I square root that, I get 6.6. Okay, what's my unit? Meters, because we were talking about a dimension, a length. So it's just 6.6 meters. Okay, so this whole page right here took me, well, I did 1.5 review, so it took me 36 minutes. So I would say this page itself took me about 30 minutes. I usually give you guys double the time of me, what I can do. And remember, I'm doing this slowly because I'm doing every single steps and I'm asking you guys for the answers and so forth. So if this was the test, do you think it's doable in 1 hour?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If this was the test, how many of you feel confident that you can at least pass? Good. At least 70. At least 80. Possibly perfect. All right, good. I like the confidence. And those who have been in my class before, you know I do give perfects. It's possible to get perfect on my tests.